The drowning. The kid no one saved, and the monster no one can stop. 1957. A peaceful summer afternoon. But peace doesn't last long at Camp Crystal Lake. Jason Vorhees, deformed, shy, relentlessly bullied, is left alone near the water. The counselors? Busy messing around somewhere they shouldn't be. Jason slips. The surface breaks. His hands reach out, grasping for anyone who might save him. No one does. The lake swallows him whole. Silent. Still water. And then, nothing. This single moment cracks open everything, because his mother never forgives. And the legend of Crystal Lake begins with a scream no one hears, and that scream echoes for decades. Pamela's revenge. Years pass, and the camp tries to reopen like nothing happened. Pamela Voorhees isn't having it. She hunts the counselors one by one, driven by the rage of a mother who lost the only person she ever cared for.
You drowned. You never paid any attention.
She moves through the woods like a ghost, whispering about how the counselors were supposed to be watching him. Axes, knives, arrows. She uses anything she can get her hands on. But the moment that defines her? The final fight in the woods. Alice swings the machete. Pamela's eyes widen. Her head separates from her body and falls into the grass. Wind rustles the leaves. The lake ripples. And somewhere out there, something stirs. Because Jason sees it, the death of his mother, and the pain becomes something darker. This is where the boy stops being a memory and becomes a force. The woods come alive. Jason returns. No longer a child, no longer innocent, and definitely no longer dead. He hides in the forest, watching from behind trees, a burlap sack covering his face. Primitive, terrifying, a man shaped by isolation and rage. At the new counselor training camp, everything feels normal. Laughter, flirting, campfire stories, including the first retelling of Jason's legend.
The old-timers in town, they'll tell you he's still out there. Some sort of demented creature.
And then, the bodies start to fall. Jason drives a spear through two lovers in a single strike. He attacks from the shadows with the brutality of someone who learned to survive alone for years. His small cabin becomes a shrine to Pamela, her severed head resting on a table surrounded by candles. When Ginny puts on Pamela's sweater and speaks to Jason like a mother would,
it's all done, Jason.
He hesitates, the one flicker of humanity still left inside him. But it doesn't save anyone for long. Jason bleeds, yes, but he doesn't stop. Not yet. Because the mask he's about to find will change everything. The birth of the hockey mask. A barn. A quiet afternoon. A group of new visitors. And one unstoppable killer. Jason moves through the orchard and the farm buildings with calm precision, stalking, waiting, choosing his moment. But the iconic transformation happens in a single, simple scene. Shelly, the prankster, wears a hockey mask to scare his friends. Jason kills him and takes the mask. He raises his head, looks through the plastic eye holes, and suddenly, the silhouette becomes legendary. The kills escalate. He crushes a man's skull until his eye shoots outward. He splits a girl down the chest while she hangs upside down. He takes a fire poker and shoves it burning hot through a man's body. It's violent. It's relentless. It's Jason. At the end, Chris tries to escape, swinging an axe that slams directly into Jason's head. Blood pours out as he collapses. He should be dead. Should be. But Jason Voorhees doesn't die that easily. And the world is about to find that out. The undead monster. Lightning. A grave. And a mistake that changes horror forever. Tommy Jarvis digs up Jason to make sure he's dead. But when a thunderstorm hits, a bolt of lightning slams into Jason's corpse. His eyes open. He stands up. And now he's not human. He's something else. Metal spikes through his chest. Rotting flesh. Mask worn and cracked. But his strength? Even worse. He shoves his fist straight through a man's chest and rips out his heart. He bends a sheriff backwards like a folding chair. He smashes a camper's head through a wall. Jason becomes more than a killer. He's a supernatural entity. A walking corpse that exists solely to destroy anything in his path. Crystal Lake attempts to hide the curse by renaming itself Forest Green. Cute, but pointless. because Jason doesn't care what the town is called. It's still his hunting ground. The Psychic War. Years later, Jason is chained at the bottom of the lake again. But he doesn't stay there. Tina, a girl with telekinetic abilities, accidentally awakens him. And this version of Jason? He looks like he crawled out of hell itself. Exposed ribs, hanging flesh, mask broken so badly half his face is visible. Jason tears through Tina's friends without hesitation. Slashed throats, crushed bodies, a sleeping bag swung into a tree, and one of the most iconic kills in horror history. But Tina fights back, using her powers to fling him through the air, collapse porches on him, and even set him on fire. It's the first time anyone ever makes Jason look small. Yet even then, it takes a collapsing dock and a vision of her dead father dragging Jason underwater to stop him. And even that doesn't last, because Jason is about to leave Crystal Lake entirely. Jason X. In the future, Jason is captured, frozen, and stored in a government facility. But during a scuffle, he gets cryogenically frozen and wakes up centuries later on a spaceship. New environment, same killer. He grabs a woman by the face, dips her into liquid nitrogen, and shatters her skull against the counter. One of the most brutal kills in the entire franchise. He tears mercenaries apart with futuristic weapons like they're toys, and then the upgrade happens. Nanobots rebuild his destroyed body into something stronger. Uber Jason, metal, futuristic, terrifying. He punches through walls, attacks gunfire, throws soldiers into space. Eventually, he's tackled into Earth's atmosphere and burns up like a meteor. Or does he? A couple watches a shooting star land in a lake. Yeah, it's always lakes. But Jason has one more fight left, and it's against another icon. Freddy vs. Jason. Springwood. Elm Street. Nightmares turning real. Freddy Krueger resurrects Jason.
The time has come to wake up.
Hoping to use him to create fear and regain power. But Jason doesn't take orders. Ever. Bodies pile up. Sliced, impaled, torn apart. Jason's brutality becomes Freddy's biggest problem. The final battle explodes at Camp Crystal Lake. Fire, blood, chaos everywhere. Claws versus machete. Freddy slashes Jason's eyes. Jason cuts Freddy's arm off. They scream, roar, and tear into each other with inhuman fury. From the lonely boy who drowned in 1957, to the killer in the woods with a sack over his head, to the hockey masked icon whose footsteps shake the ground, to the undead juggernaut who comes back no matter how many times he's killed. Jason walks out of the lake holding Freddy's severed head. Freddy winks, because legends don't die. Every scream in the woods, every ripple on the lake, every shadow behind a cabin window, Jason isn't just a slasher, he's silent, unstoppable, eternal.